Oh my god, the soundtrack sounds almost exactly like a particular song in Rayman 2. It's probably a remix, actually. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rayman 3 HD on the Xbox 360. I am One More Sheep yet again today, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be continuing onwards with the rest of the lair of the Knaarens, and we are probably going to try and platform our way across. And this particular sequence by here is a bit less of a stealth sequence, I believe. It's more of a platforming, think about how to avoid these guys. This one's more of a puzzle sequence than, say, a traditional stealth one, which I dig. I definitely dig more so, because just dodging things and trying to figure a way around the Knaaren is interesting. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. And because it's more of a puzzle thing, like you need to figure out how to distract the Knaaren in such a way to get past them. I like it, you know, I really do like this upcoming stage. But this is probably one of the stages where it's actually the most terrifying in terms of the way the Knaaren work. Because the Knaaren themselves, around this point, they'll start saying things like, "Rip out his bones, skin him alive," from this point onwards. And hey, you're that's a beautiful little face. I bet your mother's proud. So yeah, basically we have to deal with more Knaaren nonsense. They're definitely easier to dodge in this stage than they have been in the previous levels. When you get to this point, it's really easy sailings until you reach the end of the Knaaren world. Like, there's only the first couple of areas where you're getting used to things, where things are a little bit tricky. Now it's very easy to figure out, okay, now we just need to do this thing now involving these gongs in order to move the Knaaren so we can move back around and get the swingy swing power that he's just happens to be guarding. Now, why these guys are guarding the power-ups and not using them for themselves is absolutely beyond me. I know they're practically invulnerable, but you think, you know, you have a little extra strength to go with that immortality. That would be perfect, you know. I'd definitely go for extra strength involving, you know, I'd go for extra strength with my immortality if I had the choice. But I digress. Anyway, you do want to collect this this swingy swing power in order to progress on. So, yeah. And if you want to collect as many items as possible in this area, we will have to backtrack through that area again, which means I'm going to do a little bit editing here so you guys don't see all of the backtracking, because good god, that took me surprisingly long to backtrack to that area, primarily because I went all the way back to backtrack, and then, oh, well, what do you know, I'm having issues because I fell off the bloody cliff like a numpty. So, yeah, just do your best to get through this area in one go. It may take a couple of attempts to get up here, but it's easy enough to get through. Teleportation! Where's the teleport? There we go, there it is. It just looks like I went into a super form when I do that flashlight. I should do that every time I transform, just make a little flash of light. It's like, Rayman is now Super Rayman! And then he just glows gold and he shouts Kamehameha every now and then. That would be pretty badass, actually. I want a game where you can play as Super Saiyan Rayman. It won't change much in terms of his hairstyle, so just make his fists and body gold or something. In fact, I already gave him golden fists beforehand, so unless that technically counts as a super form, I don't know. I have a thing with super forms, ladies and gentlemen. If there's a game and it has a super form, I usually love it because of that alone. Like Jak 2. I know a lot of people don't like Dark Jak and Jak 2, for example, but Dark Jak is a type of super form, and it buffs up my power for a temporary amount of time, allowing me to take on stronger enemies, and I love that. I love it when games give you the ability to power up for a limited amount of time. It's one of the reasons why I actually love the Dragon Ball games. Well, all the Dragon Ball games that allow you to transform anyway. Actually, I love a lot of the Dragon Ball games regardless if you transform or not, but that's beside the point. Legacy of Goku 1 is still awful, god damn it, but that's just beside the point. Anyway, the biggest length of time you're going to spend in here is just finding your way around all these nooks and crannies in order to free all these teensies. You can just skip the teensies if you so want. I wouldn't recommend it, but you know, it's an option if you don't want to bother getting them. You know, folks? Like, the only real reason you need these teensies is primarily so you can actually get more power-ups, more health ups. And getting a stronger health bar getting more power behind you helps out immensely, especially in the upcoming boss battle. Which, ladies and gentlemen, the upcoming boss battle we're about to do is the hardest boss in this game if you don't know what you're doing. If you do know what you're doing, it's the second hardest. Well, actually, I don't know. But either way, it's a challenging boss battle. That's all I got to say. And we'll be seeing that in next parts. It's get your hypes up because it's also one of the more popular boss battles in games. Definitely one of my favorite to play through. But you see this giant tower? Well, now we need to do a little bit of Metal Gear Otacon. We need to do a little Metal Gear action in order to progress up to the top of this tower. And don't worry, we don't have to deal with any gigantic, gigantic mechs or anything like that. This isn't Metal Gear. It's just a matter of collecting the rocket power up, shooting the rocket into the gong, distracting the Knaaren long enough so you can just run straight past. And what I kind of recommend when you get to these sections is blowing up the teensy capsule that happens to be in the air before hitting the gong with the rocket, because then you'll have like lots of little collectibles on your pathway, and it's much better to pick those up than to just wander around and just wander around, you know. But yeah, you do have to do a lot of issues like this. And how can he not see me? Is 3 dimensions not something in their vocab? Huh. Either way, we just need to hide behind the pillars whenever possible and give these two a good old run-of-the-mill. Because when we go behind this pillar, they'll start chasing you because these are the only 2 smart grunts in the entire game. And even for that, they're stupid. So just give them the old run around and yeah. But I do kind of like this mission, this particular area, you know, it's a lot of thinking involved, there's a lot of, okay, there's enemies by here, so I need to, I don't know, it's a lot of thinking, it's a lot of planning out you're probably going to need to do in order to play through this, at least your first time through. Like, this game has a mighty bad issue of, it's actually harder than it looks. Like, you'll always do games and play games, and games will sometimes look easy but be ultra difficult or vice versa. This is one of those games that looks easy, but is much, 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 much harder than it looks. Now, don't get me wrong, the game is still easy, you know, it's not an impossible Dark Souls level of a game, that would be just lying, but... You know, a lot of people can be surprised by how easy it looks in videos, and then... Why did I celebrate? I don't know. Yeah, some people can get surprised by how easy it looks, and then they'll play through it, and then they'll find themselves having a bit of issues, particularly on the boss battles. So, yeah. But yeah, this is still an easy enough game. I mean, I managed to beat it years ago when I was like... Well, I wasn't that young, because it was on the GameCube, but I digress. Huh. I thought there was more talking there. Either way, we just run up here and, oh! Hi, guys! Oh, that's a lot of you. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, let's try... Oh. Oh, shit. What do we do? What do we do? Well, unfortunately, we can't actually escape from these guys, so just stand here until the cutscene initiates. Bye-bye! And for some reason, that doesn't even do anything to Rayman. It's just like, oh, okay, now I have to do more platforming. So, if the Knaaren jumped him there, Rayman would have won. Well, Rayman would have died even. But no, because they let him go before, because they sent him into the catacombs here. Oh no, zombified chickens, I can just punch them. Woo. You know, there's no... Rayman could have lost his journey then, but no, the Knaarens decided to go, oh, I'm gonna chuck you into a trap, because why not? Anyway, this sequence by here is a bit of a puzzle. What we need to do is we need to actually we need to grab a giant coconut thing and progress it across to the switch on the other side of this room. Why is this a puzzle? Well, some of the floors will actually fall. But some of the floors will only fall if you have access to the coconut. So what I kind of recommend you do is, what I'm not doing by here, is running across all of these different all these floorways, and see what shakes. If something shakes when you have no coconut, then it will fall if you go right into it. So what I recommend is just doing that, because if you're about to see what happens if you're an idiot like me, you're going to fall, and it's no good. It's no good. So yeah, it's just a matter of finding the correct route around. See, as you can tell by there, the floor will shake if I'm going the wrong direction. So yeah, find the right route, get to the doorway, put the coconut down, and make it through. I don't like this so much, because it's really tedious. It takes way too long to actually do, and you know me, I have the attention span of a gnat. Like, if I want to play a game, and I want to play a game good, I still try and do it quickly, you know, folks. I'm not a very patient type of person. As much as that has screwed me over in lots of games in the past, like Mr. Driller, for example, on Dreamcast. You know, that's mainly an arcade-based puzzle game where you have to dig downwards. I always have issues where I'm going so fast because I'm thinking about the time limit all the time that I just do stupid things and it costs me my victories. That's actually a really good game. I might cover it for the channel one day. It won't be a full LP primarily because it's just digging. That's the whole point of the game. But I might make it a live stream or something, or sheepish lookout, one of the two. Ah, my face, my beautiful face. Yeah. Hey, it's one of these guys. It's a good thing I fell down actually, because I did not know that was there until this playthrough. So yeah. Like I said, be careful to check out all these crevices because you might see a bug somewhere that you can look at, and the bug is... I like the bugs actually. They even though it looks completely out of place in this level because the bugs are just sort of ultra cute things, I like them. I like them. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's now time to come up to a massive platforming section. And there's one problem with the upcoming platforming section, if it's the one I'm thinking of, with the Xbox 360 port of the game. After we run away from these keys. Oh god, there's tons of them! Run, Rayman, for everlasting peace! There we go. This platforming sequence by here. One major issue with the Xbox version, and you might already be able to tell what it is. Frame rate. Like, sometimes the frame rate will just die on a section, and I don't know why. It's still playable. I mean, it doesn't drop to like 10 FPS or anything like that. It just drops to like 25, which, if you're like me and you grew up playing N64 games and stuff, 25 FPS, you're used to it. But I don't know, the frame rate just drops for there for some reason. I don't know whether it's because of all the Listerine on the floor or something. I don't know. That's the downside of playing a game on a console. If there's a frame rate drop at some point, you can't really do much about it, you know, and it's kind of annoying. Not that I mind playing console games, though. I'm not all for the PC master race. I have a PC. I play majority of my games on the PC, but, you know, consoles have their way in the industry as well. Consoles have their place. In fact, I think that anybody who sides with just one console or one computer as well as a master race sort of guy, they're idiots. Plain and simple. Now, if you can't afford to get a console or another, you know, a multiple consoles or a PC, then fine, stick with what you got. That's fine enough. But don't call people as stupid because they have more than one thing or they prefer one console over the other, because that's just not cool. You know, it's just why? What's the point? Everything has its benefits. A lot of people don't like the Wii U, but I love the Wii U. I don't freak out whenever someone goes, "Oh, the Wii U sucks." I freak out when people say, well, Wii U has no games, because that's just a lie. That's just an absolute lie. But, you guys know what I mean, don't you? Like, I just never understood the console fanboyism, unless it's Sega, because Sega is love and Sega is life. But, when I say Sega, I mean classic Sega now, though, not the modern Sega. The things modern Sega tend to do are either hit or miss, so... Which is kind of a shame, because I loved back in the day on the Dreamcasts and whatnot, where Sega was just this god among consoles. And that still didn't stop me from having a Nintendo and enjoying the Nintendo, even though I was a Sega fanboy. I still loved the Nintendo console, so, you know, I like being biased one way, but I still liked both systems. But either way, with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this part, so thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people, and when we return next time, we'll take on the first boss of the game. So, yep. Thanks for watching, I'll see you then. Bye!